Welcome back to our channel, Storytime. In the bright and breezy village of Sunny Creek lived a cheerful servant named Frank. He worked for the wise but, kinda grumpy old farmer Fred. Frank was kind, always smiling, and just full of energy. But there was one tiny problem. Frank's heart is in the right place, but his brain forgot to join. One sunny day, Farmer Fred said to his servant Frank,
"Quickly take this block of ice to my cousin, Mrs. Maple. She's waiting." "Don't worry, sir. I've got a brilliant idea,"
said Frank. Farmer Fred went back to the farm, and Frank started to use his idea. He wrapped the block of ice in a thick wool blanket and walked slowly in the sun to keep it safe. You can guess what happened next. "Frank, what's this wet bundle?" asked Mrs. Maple.
"Your ice, ma'am. Safe and warm."
"Oops, first mistake of the week." The next day, Fred the farmer said,
"Take these eggs to Mr. Cooper the baker." "Be careful!"
Frank happily took the job and thought about how to keep the eggs safe. He decided to put all the eggs in his hat and wore the hat on his head. Then he did just that and walked to Mr. Cooper's house. On the way, Fred saw Frank and looked surprised. "Frank, is that egg yolk dripping from your ears?"
"Egg yolk? Oh no, that's not the plan. I just thought my hat was the safest place for them."
Later that week, Fred said to Frank,
"Frank, go to the village store and buy a matchbox. Only a matchbox, okay? Nothing else, got it?"
said Fred.
"Yup, matchbox. Easy peasy,"
Frank replied. But on the way, Frank got confused.
"Matchbox? Is that a tiny box? Or, wait, Mr. Henry has a dog named Matchbox. That must be it. I'll go borrow the dog. Why would boss waste money on a box when we can use a dog?"
And so, Frank brought back a wiggly little dog on a leash. "Frank, I meant the thing you light a candle with, not someone's pet."
"But this one barks and runs. Very useful in the dark."
Hearing Frank's reply, Fred's wife placed her hand on her forehead and sighed. "Oh dear, not again," she mumbled. Another day, Fred called out,
"Frank, go pick up Timmy and Susie from school. It's time. Just walk there. Wait for them and walk them home safely, that's all." Walk home. Got it."
But Frank got bored waiting, so he started asking all the kids if they needed a ride.
"Come on, everyone. I'll take all 10 of you back to the home. Who wants to ride in a wheelbarrow?"
All the kids climbed in, and Frank pushed them home like a big, wobbly parade float, squeaky wheel and all, making squeak sounds down the road. Farmer Fred opened the gate and nearly fainted.
"Frank, I said bring Timmy and Susie, not the entire class." "Well, they all looked friendly, and sharing is caring. Right, did I do something wrong?"
"No, it's all my fault," Fred whispered, shaking his head. And then there was the time Frank had to take Fred's puppy Waffles to the vet for a checkup. Frank didn't want to hold the leash. He liked walking with his hands free. So his brain came up with another brilliant plan. Frank grinned and said,
"I'll just tie him to my belt, hands free again."
But poor Waffles wasn't ready for Frank's fast feet. He got dragged along like an old mop through the village streets, his ears flapping and tail spinning. Finally, the vet came running out with a towel and a cookie. "Let's get you cleaned up, little guy," the vet said. Waffles wagged his tail, looking dizzy but happy. The vet shouted, "Frank, dogs aren't brooms!" Frank scratched his head and said,
"Oops, I thought he was enjoying the ride."
That evening, Farmer Fred and his wife had a talk with Frank over a cup of lemonade.
"You must learn to think before you act. Frank, you're a good lad.
It's not okay to bring home dogs instead of matchboxes. It's okay to ask questions, dear.
Don't worry, I've got it now. No more dragging puppies, unless they ask for a ride.
Fred and his wife both placed their hands on their heads. Fred sighed.
Why do I keep sending him to do things?
His wife mumbled, because no one else is brave enough to try. Meanwhile, Frank was still smiling proudly like he just won a medal. So kids, what do we learn from Frank the Foolish Servant? Always think before you act. It's okay to ask if you don't understand. Being kind is great, but being smart is even better. If you enjoyed Frank's funny adventures, give us a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to think before you tie a puppy to your belt.